boy.
Kimitei agobo inye ako kimita sikinetkei kibaibaitkei ak kinosechigei tuguk cheterter chetesetai eng emetab Kenya ak emotinwek chebo sang. Inyorwech eng DSTV channel 266, Zuku channel 19, GoTV channel 099, Star Times channel 164, Pang eng free to air, Bamba free to air, Azam channel 336 koboto online streaming eng www.kasstv.co.ke.
Kotitinye ng'oliot age tugul kotinygei ak tetutik sirwe sirutiet en oretab email konyo info@kassfm.co.ke anan ko SMS en number 5552 anan ko 30552 ak imwawech kit nechome ak nemechome.
Kass TV, kimnotet.
From 11th June to 19th July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Get DSTV access for as little as 1,450 Kenya shillings today.
Turn up the heat with endless entertainment on Star Times. Feel every moment of the action as the biggest leagues reach their thrilling finales. Recharge your monthly subscription to unlock a world of endless drama to enjoy Novella E, now available on your Nyota bouquet. Dive into blockbuster movies with the launch of TNT, your new home of big screen hits. And for the little ones, a world of non-stop fun on Cartoon Network. Now on Star Times.
That's more like it.
Renew your subscription for non-stop entertainment, drama, sports, movies, kids, reality, and news. Download the Star Times On app to enjoy all your favorite shows and stream live channels on the move. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Pagatuna wagat kianyoru iptayane bokon me ako mearire pagatuna wagat kianyoru iptayane bokon me ako kainenyo Blessed Bright Towet abunu Wazingishu County Tarbo ngenyele ateminde nichemi chenwage chegila sume Jehova kolenji Jehova yetuye Jumapili tarik 21 sait somok nebo karon kemite tetutietab Ongitoror kemite ak Samson Kurgat eng Kass TV chopchingei kaberuret kongoi.
Posten on Twitter, Insta, aginde Facebook. Kona ingwenduni gole impo wangu.
Tetutietab nenetesetai extra. Kotetutiet negibun mixed moto played by one and only our baddest DJ Redmond.
Ole Serem.
Watu karawole engasartage ketoje influencers, tiktokers, social media influencers akchege tugul negase kotindo talent akomeje kobartage eng mashabiki.
Become red flag.
We were green flag and it did not help us with anything. Can we just...
Ongetuye engila Jumamos eng nene tesetai extra omitaganende Jacqueline Aruse. Aiwatile mix anan chenwage komotomoto chebutun one and only our baddest DJ. Get to you every Saturday in Kass Tv.
En uitugulole imite atajin missing en tetutyetab kaskasari. Negibun kabaibaitetab kobun tienwogik cheterter cheu bongo.
Niko salama, salama, sijui wewe uko.
Afrobeat,
baby feel my command like zombie.
Amapiano. Ak alak chechang missing. Keri lego tuye ak anenda cheroti tote kila Jumamos kong'etie sait 4 nebo karon.
Lene ureriosek ketuitosi eng tetutiet nebo Lene ureriosek elekitokyinige ng'wondet nebo ureriosek.
Course haikuwa mzuri sana, ilikuwa mbaya.
Kong'eten chopchinetab kei nebo rwoik chebo emetab Kenya kochopchingei labatosiek cheterter ak urerenik chebo emet nebo Kenya. Koboto kora ng'alalutik chebo ng'amotik chebo ureriosiek eng emoni.
So ameche alechi vijana tugul kaikai ongeboisie talenta chekikonech sikobit keboisien oret ne kararan.
Kila betut nebo Jumatatu ak betut nebo komut kasi.
Kasarta age tugul ko kaitar boisieng'ung.
Atinye insecurities en agenge nochome.
En kila koskoling anget ale imite imunyi ak ibongoni boisiet nebo mutai. Kero meboekan amu amiteu akobo inye. Aibun tetutyetab Kass tienikchok kila Jumatatu akoi komut kasi. Sikong'etkei sait 11 akot sait 12 ak kebeberyat. Eng yutok aibun tienwogik cheiboiboin ak nesire tugul ko tienwogik cheistoun stress. Omite ak anendet Cheroti Toti.
This May, enjoy more drama on Star Times. Unrivaled stories.
Tanggol, you will leave as a Dimagipa, but return as a Montenegro.
Characters you can't forget. More love, more secrets, more twists that leave you breathless.
You're a true monster, Benito. We will fight for what's rightfully ours.
Recharge your monthly subscription today and unlock endless drama every single day. From heartbreaking betrayals to burning romance, the drama never stops. Experience Novella E.
Atinye kamang'unet ale imite komye eng olda tugul ole imitei ako atochin eng logoiwekab emet kong'ete Kass TV ne somanun kwane Bernard Tanoe. Kakobor kaimetabgei President William Ruto kotinygei ak baretab kwony nekikure Rachel Wandeto nekokibar kotinygei ak telelenyi nebo bolotet kong'ololi eng komasta nebo Mama Ngina Drive eng Mombasa County eng igorta nebo roptaetab title deeds koityi squatters. Komwa Ruto kole tinyegei baretab Wandeto ak bolotet neya netesetai eng emet ole karirtae alak eng kandoik chetesetai koamdoi logoiwek choto chebo sosisi boisiet ak bororiondit eng emet ole kamwa kole agoi kobit imanda akobo baretab kwonyotok kikure Rachel Wandeto.
And I want to say it without fear of any contradiction while I am here at the coast. For those of you who are visionless, the people who are agendaless, the people who have no vision for our nation, the people who have no plan for our nation, the people who have no agenda for our nation, you will not divide our nation using ethnicity. You will not divide our nation using hate. Hiyo mnafanya, the hate you are spewing. I want to tell you, one day you will answer for the tribalism you are perpetuating in Kenya, for the hate you are perpetuating in Kenya. The life of Rachel Wandeto will not go unanswered. You who call others traitors, you mwenye mnawaita Wakenya wengine wasaliti, mpaka mama Rachel Wandeto ameuawa kwa sababu ya chuki yenu, kwa sababu ya ukabila yenu, kwa sababu ya profiling ambayo mmefanya Wakenya wengine eti ni wasaliti. Siku moja mutajibu, na Kenya hii hatuwezi kukubali, hatuwezi kuwaruhusu mtuuzie ukabila, mtuuzie chuki, mtuuzie blackmail. We are telling you, we will not allow you to blackmail anybody in Kenya. You will not blackmail our nation using ethnicity. You will not blackmail our nation using hate. You will not profile citizens as traitors because they don't believe in your tribal bigotry. We are going to stand together as a nation, and one day you will answer for what you are doing. Our nation will not go backwards. Our nation will move forward with unity, because we are one nation, one people with a common destiny, and Kenya is going to move forward.
Bitu nitok eng kasarta nekayai kambaget kwonyik eng taonitab Kapsabet konerekyin yautik chebo baretab kwonyik choto tesetai kobendi barak eng emet ole eng konekit koibet sobet kwony nekekure Rachel Wandeto yekongibokchi ak ketumchi acid eng bortonyi ole koibet sobet konyoru kanyoiset eng sipitalitab boror noto nebo Kenyatta. Kondochin nebo ngecheret eng kibagengeitab Nandi County Women Brigade Tabot komwa kwonyi choto kole nyolu eng serikali kokanapta boriet nekitokyin yautik chebo gender based violence GBV si makitestai kibet sobonwekab kwonyik eng emoni. Kongenyoru report notok eng koindo kobun sirindenyo eng kebeberta nebo Nandi Nelson Tarbei.
Kayai kambaget kwonyichoto eng taonitab Kapsabet kondochin Sara Tabot konerekyin ichek yautyonoto bo rumishetab kwonyoto kikure Rachel Mutoni.
Ko kakibwa yu ko kikina mama asikeesho ng'olyot nekokibar lakwet nekikure Rachel Wandeto Muthoni. Kokikas kong'wan kabisa ko ki sigik ko kikina mama amu mami lelut nekiyai lakwanatak. Kiibor lakwanatak haki nenyinet kole mitei koteteanchin Arap Ruto akobirchin kurait Arap Ruto kokomo kotinye any right in muren age tugul kobar lakwanatak. Kita nekimeche kemwa kityo kemeche kemwa kele kimeche kikochi haki lakwanatak within 7 days eng wikino nyone kokakobata betusiek 7 kebendi barabara kabisa asikewach akemwa kele amune sitom kenam bichotok.
Kamwa ichek kole yautik cheuchu kokonu tapatet ole kokon arakenet neo kot mising rumishonoto.
Ofu nenyunet nguno ko katou atobot. Amu nguno koto kakoit kebarin kokele asapoteni president. Kelach ngorietab UDA. Keribin oret sikeketin. Kwesome kabisa kwa unyenyekevu amu chepyosok chuchuk chepsirok kobendi kemboi alake sait 3 kobendi alake sait 4. Ikisome security nemi barak amu ikere ile kakoit ketobotye. Makekanye kotekealdoishe. Yaldaishe ak itinye wasiwasi itita ano kot iwendi amu kote kakingwereren kele nindo nin kobo UDA no kobo nikile tinye chito all right ko supporten chito tinye right chito ko supporten chi nekamach ako yu kemengtindosi kabilosiek tugul ako makimache boriot.
Kanerek ichek nito eng mwaet kole nyolu eng kibagengeshek tugul cheborchingei imandab kipkosabei ochutyi nito asikobit kero kele kabit imanda eng chokchinet.
Kokikas kouo lakwenyo amu Notok ko ngwonindab moet nebo mama age tugul nekisigis. Ko ngiro ko iken notok ko ngwanit kot mising. Nekiimige akekose kele kot kotestai kito neu notok akamese kebaratet ku ngokaik kakisom eng kaminginetabge. Security nebo Kenya hotelel komie akokere chotekte chepyosok. Ngeribe kabisa amu makiyoni kebaret kou ngokaik. Kakisom kabisa kaminginetabge. Imeche keker kele kakitoret president nenyonet Arap Ruto kotam nenyine nebo aeng kotar tun 2032 konyo chito age.
Eng let kosom ichek serikali konam eng chokchinet ak keipchi kakwautiik chekimen chebo ng'atutik biik tugul chekotinygei ak rumishanoto.
Somen yache kele kimoche kinde ko biik chekoyoe biik cheking'eti amu mami ki naakse eng kimenindo mami ki nemakingen ngot ko kikotoi amu mi king'alal nekirubeiwotab president Rigathi Gachagua kole moche keisto wasaliti chekikwaldech kimoche komwawech kole tos bichu kealda ko ng'o tos lakwani netai amu lakwani ko lakwani mining lakwani ko kotieni nekotou kosete sobenyi ku lagok alak tugul chebo korik alak kotieme akine konai kole atoreten lagokchuk so komi ole mi ko kotieme akine kokilgei konai kole kawalak sobet achek tugul kokilgei chi tugul kole amache awalgei ak awal sobet kotieme lakwana sobenyi komakotinye chi sababu nebo koistoe lakwana sobet ako mami chi netinye ruhusa nesire ng'atutiet nemi emoni neimuch koistoe chito sobet eng eunekchik. Kieshii ko ki biikab Nandi, ko ki chepyosokab Nandi kelach. Ako kokikoite kele kimeche kekonu betusiek 7. Ingot ko betusiek 7 kotomo kemwa kele ng'o nekobele lakwani. Kebwone kora kwachek tugul kebwone barabara. Kot komong imanit kot kenai kele kibele ng'o lakwani ako ki sababu nenyi sikobel kone.
Kong'eteke account nebo Nandi logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Nelson Tarubei.
Yekistoege logoiwechotok ko kekere logoiwek kotinygei ak walutik chetesetai eng sekta noton nebo chaik ole kakomwa cabinet secretary nebo kabatisiet Mutahi Kagwe kole aisurut nenaat kou tea levy kotokchinigei kokanapta sekta nebo kabatisiet eng emet akotoret kabatik konyor kelchinoik chemite barak kosubkei ak Kagwe nekong'ololi amait betut noton nebo International Tea Day komwa ine kole tesetai serikali kokanaptoi sekta noton nebo chaik asikonyor kelchin kabatik kou eng report nekinyoru kobun sirindenyo eng taonitab Kericho Robert Siele.
Kong'alale igortab betutab International Tea Day nebo emoni nekaituiyo stakeholders ak temik kobun kebeberwek cheterter en emoni nekakiyai en factory nebo Mamul KTDA factory en county nebo Kericho. Komwa cabinet secretary nebo kabatisiet en emoni Mutahi Kagwe kole aisurut anan tea levy chetokyin serikali chaik en emet kotokyingei koib walet ak kokimit sekta nebo chaik en emoni.
The tea levy is intended to provide for sustainable funding model for tea industry programs, including, and please listen, including the promotion and marketing of our tea, the branding and value addition of our tea, the promotion of research for our tea, the quality assurance and the effective regulation in order to enhance the competitiveness of Kenya's tea industry.
Kosubkei ak Kagwe komanyalile en oret age tugul serikalitab emoni stakeholders ak temikab chaik en tetutikab kakimitetab kabatisiet ak mung'aretab chaik.
The government assures all stakeholders that this initiative is not intended to impose unnecessary burdens on tea farmers or businesses, but rather is intended to ensure that some of the proceeds from tea exports are plowed back into the development, protection and competitiveness of the tea sector.
Kamach cabinet secretary factorishekab chaik chebo KTDA en emoni koistoengei tetutik alak tugul cheboto besenetab rabisiek kenyalile temik. Kit nekamwa sirindet neo en ministry nebo kabatisiet en emoni Dr. Paul Rono kole makat kikimit temindet en oret age tugul.
And factory directors should not waste millions of tea farmer funds in unnecessary litigation on matters which they already litigated and consented to in April 2024.
When we talk about diversification, CS, coffee and avocado is a big time in Kericho and the whole of Kenya. And I know you'll have something to say because As we talk, Kericho County is now leading in coffee in the whole of Kenya.
Kamwa seneta nebo Kericho Aaron Cheruyot kole kotestai kobit walet en sekta nebo chaik ole kailo serikalitab emoni kondochin President Dr. William Ruto en walutik choton.
But today we've come here to celebrate and appreciate that there is a place where we used to be, there is where we are, and we know where we are going. That is what we have come to do here today. As a representative of tea farmers, because I know what fertilizer means to tea farmers, I must appreciate the Kenya Kwanza administration for the fertilizer subsidy program. That one, hata nani aseme ama nini, it is life changing. There are many farmers na wakulima mko hapa, na tukitaka kusema ukweli ni kwamba kabla serikali hii kukuja, we used to struggle with fertilizer.
Karutechi kandoichoton kondochin cabinet secretary nebo kabatisiet Mutai Kagwe project nebo setet hydropower nemiten en Chemosit en Bureti county noton nebo kamangunetab kimnotetab stimet keboisien beek nemiten kamangunetab kowange amoe keske kenyini asikotoret kochor boisietab stimet en factorisiekab KTD en county nebo Kericho ak Bomet en kelchin nebo temindet. Aripoteni logoiwekab emet chebo Kass kong'eten county nebo Kericho, kainenyun ko Robert Siele.
Kongete county inoto bo Kericho kebendoi county nebo Bomet ole kakesom kabatik chebo tuga chebo chego konetkei ortinwek chebo kasari chebo baetab kiagik asikomong chego chesere akonyor melekwogik chemite barak. Kosubkei ak labatindet Paul Kipsile Koech nebo tuga chebo chego ko kikowalak ole keboitoi tuga chebo chego ole nyolu eng kabatik konetkei ortinwek chebo kasari asikokanapta kabatisienywa kong'ololi ine eng meng'otenyi nemite kokwetab Kapchepkoro eng Sotik eng tuyetab kanetisiet anan field day nebo biik cheboe tuga chebo chego ole konamgei eun ine ak Equity Foundation kokoito kanetisionoto kou eng report nekinyoru kobun sirindenyo eng kebeberta nebo Bomet Festus Rono.
En field day nekakiyai en Kapchepkoro en sub county nebo Sotik nekaindochin labatindet Paul Kipsele Koech nebo kinet kabatik anan boikab tuga chebo chego ko kamwa Kipsele kole miten kelchinoik en baetab tugab chego kobate nyolu konai boikab tuga akobo ole kiripto tuchaton mising keboisien teknolojia nebo kasari.
Kakitinye igorta nebo temik nekokimuch kepatranan ak Equity Bank noto ko sponsor nekotoreti temik kora kobwa reyu. Mi kora kampunit nebo Sistema. Sistema ko kampunit nebo in biogas nemuch koboisien kora temik simako kobendi kowechowechi osnosiek choto chekitestai kemine ketik.
Kamwa Kipsele kole kaimutiet neo kot mising en baetab tugab chego ko amitwogik nekamwa ine kole kikotoi kochob amitwogikab tuga ole kaibor akine kaimetabgei Samuel Kiruinda ine ko kabatindetab tugab chego en oliet nemi barak nebo amitwogikab tuga.
Kursenyun ko en ra ko kakinet amun kotesetai kanetusiet kele inomen foundation noto ko teta ko mat koba kwal nekale nemaimuch kosinye rabinik lakini kinyo kibrindenjin noto nekotinye nekiten ak beit ne noto keboisien AI kotko ngoite generation nebo 4 ko kakonyor chego choto chechang ak kinet kora akobo amitwogik dairy meal chemuch kochopchigei kora mkulima en gaa asikonyorchigei chego. Ko temindet noto nemi ngweny ko kit nekekoi teta ko noto nekei ko kit nenyolu temindet nemi ngweny ko konai kole kokochi ne tenyato. Netai korok ko komi marurek choto nebia kotinye kora kotinye bandek ko bandek ko kechobe silage ko yekakochop silage konyokokoi kora tenyato kotes chego lakini nesire ko konyor kora kampunit noto nekochin dairy meal asikotes chego en imbarenyin.
Shida nekitinye kabisa kabatik anan boikab tuga ko amitwogik, kakokal amitwogik. Dairy meal chon kilelen kikochin teta sisich chego ko kali kabisa, kali kabisa. Nindonge serikali kotoretech kobwa ngweny sikesich faida kibendi almost zero amun kali amitwogik choton amun dairy meal ko marekunen 3500 800 ko shida nekitinye ko noniton kabisa nebo dairy meal ko makisiche faida neo unless the government reduce the prices of dairy meal.
Kounoton ko kacher kipsele chi nemoche kochutyi baetab tugab chego kocheng keswek cheititotin asikomuch konyorunen kelchin.
Konetisiet komoche en kila komi tuguk chewolokse chenyolu konai kora mugulima noton nebo ngweny konai kole technology kotesetai. Mi kora county kokur kora specialist choton chebo AI. Kingen kora AI service konyolu keboisien mokeboisien kirugik choton chu kibo keny amun kimoe keboisien keswek choton chebo kasari chekikeimporten kong'eten olimbo bitonin Holland keboisien kora keswek choton chekororon asikomuch kowelel tuga choton netinye temindet noton nekomi ngweny chekyik ko kakoboisien breed noton kotese chego.
Kong'eten county nebo Bomet logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Festus Rono.
Ketesetai ko kakesom kipsomaninik choto chebo secondary eng emet koboisie oret nebo ng'alalet eng chengsetab imanda anan kokoito magutikwai eng kandoinatetab sukulishek ama koib kambaget nekonu asenet. Nitok ko kosubkei ak MP nebo Keiyo North Adams Kipsanai nekamwa kole eng negit ko kila tamitab aeng kobitu kambagoshek eng sukulishek chebo secondary ole nyolu eng kipsomaninik chotok kometo tebet neyoe kambaget ako ng'em malikab sukul kobate komwaita magutikwai eng oret noton nebo ng'alalet. Kongenyoru report nebo Andrew Kimeto kong'ete kebeberta nebo Iten eng Elgeyo Marakwet.
Eng kenyisiek chechang chi kosirto kokikiborionji kambagoshek eng sukulishek chechang chebo secondary chebo emoni kobitu eng tamitab aeng nebo kalenda nebo somanet kosubkei ak membayat nebo Keiyo North Adams Kipsanai nekarutochi sukulitab Tambach Comprehensive School nemite county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet nikiyai kipsomaninik kambaget eng taunetab keny nebo wikini komwa kole magat eng kipsomaninik koboisie oretab ng'alalet atkai tugul bune icheket kaimutik eng sukul ako makoboisie oretab kambagoshek kou yekiborionji eng sukul noto.
To humbly request our students to use other means of communicating other than causing strikes, destroying properties, because at the end of the day their parents are the ones who will end up meeting the cost. Secondly is also the time lost. They will have lost the time that they should be using it to revise. So I want to request all our students in our constituency, our county and Kenya at large not to use this backward way of communicating when there is a problem. Thirdly is also to encourage parents to please take time with your child, talk to them, encourage them, because there are some elements of hopelessness among our students. Some of them also have they fear examinations, and that is why we are likely to witness such cases if mitigations are not put in place.
Nguni kotestai chikilisiet asikenai kit nekitita koyai kambaganoto kipsomaninik choto bo sukulonoto bo Tambach.
Students must come back on time so that they can resume their learning because time is of essence. I want to report that the discussion here is not about victimization or pointing fingers, but we were trying to just have a consensus on how we can take our institution forward. As you know, Tambach is an institution, one of our institutions in this constituency and Kenya at large, that the community and the citizens have a lot of sentimental attachment, and that is why we are also here to protect our institution. The performance of the school is improving from the way it used some time back, and we are very optimistic that even with the small challenges, they will still perform and triumph.
Kayamis konetindet no nebo sukul noto Michael Chiruyot sigi kole tetat kikur kowektagei sukul kipsomaninik choto eng konekit yeiwonge chikilisiet.
But we want to assure the parents that we will, from our discussion, we will have the boys coming as soon as possible from this week, next week.
As Kupet fraternity, we are here to stand with the teaching fraternity of Tambach on behalf of the teachers of Elgeyo Marakwet. And I want to assure and reaffirm and thank the MB that there will be no victimization on the issues that transpired before and during the strike. We'll sit down as members, as stakeholders of this school, and make sure that we come up back to school as soon as possible and reclaim the image of Tambach that it was before.
Kongete county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Andrew Kimeto.
Ngeba county nebo Uasin Gishu ole kakotuyogei kampunitab Metropol CRB ak kibengeisiek cheikoitoi besenwogik chenootin kou Savings and Credit Cooperative Societies anan SACCOs eng tetutik chebo kokoitoetab besenwogik kobun chekeletab biik eng CRB kotomo kikochi icheket melekwogik. Kosubkei ak notok kotetat kikochi besendo eng SACCO konamgei ak oleu kainenyi eng CRB ole wendi notok kokonoptoi koitetab biik chenyoru besenwogik eng SACCOs chekonoptoen mung'arosiekwai ak boisionik alak chebo bandab tai. Koiarorwech logoiwechoto sirindenyo eng taunitab Eldoret Isaac Kogei.
Eng tuyet nekai eng taunitab Eldoret komwa kibagenge notok bo Metropol kondochin CEO Gideon Kipyakwai kole agoi nguni kotinye logoiwek chebo biikab emoni cheite milionisiek 26 chemitei kosome rabinik cheisundoi boisionik cheterter eng kutit nenaat kou Active Credit Profile nemwoe kole nganda maisundoi chongindonywa kawektaetab besenwogik komakertoi kobun oret notok nebo CRB anan blacklisting.
26 million Kenyans have a credit profile in the CRB. We no longer talk about blacklisting. Right now we are in the age of credit scores and credit ratings. So the 26 million Kenyans are able to leverage their credit profile, their credit score to access credit. Kenya is now top 5 in the world in terms of financial inclusion, courtesy of existence of CRB and of course the technologies around, say, mobile money, APIs for lending and so forth. So in terms of numbers, over the last couple of years, after COVID, we've brought in another 7 million new borrowers. 7 million new borrowers have come. About 3.7 million have come in the last 1 year through the digital credit providers. So as I said, the new regulations have really supported the financial inclusion agenda and supported access to credit. And one of that is the digital credit provider regulations. So 227 DCPs have been regulated. A lot of them are now coming to the CRB. So ukichukua pesa kutoka kwa mobile app, digital loan providers, that data comes to us and it helps you to even access more loans. Now in today's discussion we are looking at leveraging bank statement, M-Pesa transactions, so cash flows to help you access even more loans, because with loans you can grow. You cannot save yourself out of poverty. You have to access some form of credit to boost you to go into a business, and that's what we are doing as a CRB.
Kama jagat kule mitemoni eng kunutab emotinwek mut chetai eng boisietab chepkondok chotok chebo besendo eng kasuldaetab boisionik chotok chebo borotet.
Share data with the CRB. So CRBs receive data only from accredited institutions who meet certain data quality standards. So mtu hawezi tuma record yako asema ulikopa na haukukopa. Ni lazima kweli ulikopa, na kama umelipa kwa record inaonyesha umelipa. Kama hujalipa, hiyo record ikisema kama hujalipa ni ukweli hujalipa. But if by any chance you find that your record shows you have not paid and yet you paid, there is a mechanism by law which is established, which allows us to even remove that record.
Victor Kiplagat, CEO Notlaba Spin Mobile Limited, ak Chepchumba Mutai, Fund Manager Notlaba MSMS Fund, Kubun County nebo Uasin Gishu, kuna sukmagenge Notlaba Metropol, ak baka kwa uchit Notlaba Ibegora Wile, kainet pikap emet, kuguyo ortinwek chotok cheboishe, missing kubun muswoknotet Notlaba kasari, kosuldae lipanetab besendo, ak koistoge chutchinetab CRB.
Our role here is as partners, because we know there is a need. The world of finance is evolving. the world of credit scoring is also evolving, and there's now new technologies like AI, alternative data, embedded finance, and such things. And our role here was mainly to be able to meet the lenders, the circles, the financial institutions, and to explain to them about how they can be able to leverage these technologies in order to improve their credit appraisal processes.
And today I want to applaud Metropole for having this training and also capacity building around the region, just to help us understand the emerging trends and also find a way of partnering and also integrating our systems. We have quite a very big number of a very big business community. Actually, Eldoret is marked for the fastest growing business town in this country, and especially a very interesting group called the agribusiness community that is very growing at a very fast rate. So today we are learning, and we hope to integrate all these things that we learn today into our society and also within the region.
Kongatikata mutabaldaret en county nebo Uasin Gishu nebo emet chebo Kass kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Yekiker logoiwek choto chebo mungaret ko konyor kampunitab Kenya Power melekwek cheite million 382 eng arawek 34 kubun charging anan chachanetab karishek cheboisien sitimet chemitei eng sekta noton nebo e-mobility. Kolany melekwek choto eng kebeberta 113 eng 100 eng kenyisiek 3 ole kwagik chenyoru Kenya Power eng arawet age tugul kubun charging nebo karishek chotok ko kolany kongete 1883 eng arawetab 7 kenyitab 2023 agoi million 35 eng arawetab 2 kenyini. Tesetai konyoru chamet karishek, pikipikishek koboto tuktuk choto boisien sitimet eng emoni ole kokoit karishek choto 35 eng kenyini kongete 1200 eng kenyitab 2022 ole tesetai Kenya Power koyote komoswek chekichochonen karishek choto eng komoswek chechang chebo emoni asikwo barak sekta nebo e-mobility eng emoni.
We are here as KPLC to tell you transition and just tell us where you require the infrastructure. We are willing to put our resources to ensure that we support each and every Kenyan who wants to transition to EV, be it at the level of the trucks, be it at the level of the buses, be it at the level of motorbikes, or at any level. We are there for you. We are there not to compete with you, but we are there to support you. So for the places where the private sector can do the investment, we will allow them to do it. But for places where they require that investment and they are unable to, KPLC would actually be at the forefront in terms of supporting you and ensuring that that infrastructure is there. So ladies and gentlemen, I really want to appreciate each and every one of you. And like I said, I want to appreciate, I think the success that has been achieved from the 1,200 that Hesbon mentioned up to over 35,000 is because of each and every one of you. It's to those motorbike owners who are willing to try e-bikes, to those vehicle owners who are willing to transition and buy that vehicle that uses EV, to the bus owners, and to all who have invested in this particular space.
We have been working with the government to create an e-mobility policy that is providing incentives and that is providing a reliable framework for investments into electric mobility. In the end, it actually comes down to people to operate the e-mobility technologies, to drive the buses, to maintain them. We have also worked on creating or developing a curriculum that is being introduced in TVET institutions and universities, so to also have that capacity to do that maintenance. And the growth that we have heard, more than 35,000 EVs on the road, that's really the success, I think, of our collaboration across sectors, across ministries, across private sector and academia. So it's been a pleasure to be part of that journey and looking forward to be part of now the literal journey to Kisumu and to Mombasa.
This is a proud moment to actually see and look at the journey where we started. 3 years ago, when we were having discussions with KPLC, they said they think this is a pilot. They didn't feel that this is where we're going to be in 3 years. At the time, we had 1,200 vehicles on the road in 2023. Now we have more than 35 registered vehicles on the road in 2020, end of 2025, 35,000, right? So now we are able to run 3 parallel parades. We are running one from Nairobi to Kisumu, Nairobi to Mombasa, and on Sunday we'll have a big one in Nairobi showcasing all the different types of vehicles, 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers, 4-wheelers, buses, vans, to show you that actually this is reality. This is happening, and the unfortunate part is 60 to 70% of these vehicles are within Nairobi, and this parade between the 2 different corridors is to show that actually KPLC has enough power. They have supported in building infrastructure, and we will be utilizing that infrastructure within these parades that will be happening this week, and showcase that actually if a 400 kilowatt truck can actually move from Nairobi to Mombasa and back to Nairobi, that KPLC is ready to provide the energy. E-mobility companies are willing to build and have built infrastructure to support the parade.
Future is electric, and electric will look like that. We will start to see a lot more vehicles bring in goods and services with massive vehicles. And the idea is, what does it take to do the transition ourselves? If we don't do the studies ourselves, if we don't tell our own stories, then other people start telling the stories for us. So we're really excited to be moving along the road with KPLC.
Eng leta ko kagosirto shareholders chebo benkitab KCB lipanetab dividends cheite billion 22.5 chebo kenyitab mungaret nebo 2025 kaisirto lipanetab rabinichato bo dividend board notok eng tuyetab kila kenyit noto nebo annual general meeting AGM ole kilipani siling 7 eng share age tugul ne notok koteset eng kebebertab 133 eng pokol kamwa nebo ngecheret eng board nebo KCB Dr. Joseph Kinyua kole iboru lipanetab dividends chotok kole tesetai kokimitu mungaretab benki noto ole kolany melekokab benki notok eng kebeberta 11 eng pokol eng agoi billion 68.4 akolany mokornotetab benki noto agoi trillion 2.1.
Throughout the year, the board and management remained focused on enhancing the shareholders' value, strengthening the balance sheet, supporting our customers, and positioning the group for long-term sustainable growth. The results were encouraging. The group delivered strong growth, with the net profits growing by 11% to an all-time high of Kenya shillings 68.4 billion. This enabled a 22.5% return on equity and placed us among the top performing companies on the Nairobi Securities Exchange. The group's total assets grew by 9% to hit 2.1 trillion, despite the sale of the National Bank of Kenya. Based on our performance for the year and our commitment to providing our shareholders with long-term sustainable value of their investment, the board has proposed the payment of a total dividend of 7 shillings per ordinary share, which in total amounts to 22.5 billion shillings. This comprises an interim and special dividend of 4 shillings per ordinary share and a final and special dividend of 3 shillings per ordinary share.
For a while, shareholders, your group has had 30 to 31 million customers. But today, having closed 2025, we're talking about 34 million customers. 11 million conventional bank and 23 million digital customers, reflecting that we are starting to get the gains of the technological investments and the transformation strategy of 2024-2026. We sold 100% of issued shares in NBK to Access Bank in 2025, but the performance for the business still reflects significant growth. That is due to the diversified business model. I also want to say, to fast track our digital capability and renewal of the old bank, if I was to use that term, the acquisition of 75% stake in Riverbank is going to provide that momentum. We did receive that approval on 19th December 2025, and still await the approval from the regulator on the acquisition of minority stake in Pesapal. I have no doubt that we will get that approval this year.
Ko akoyotok ko kakeit let eng logoiwekab emet chekaitun eng inguni kong'ete Kass TV. Kainenyu ko Bernard Tanui, amakon kit age tugul nemie, testai iker Kass TV amu kimnotet naet.
Baraton College ko tertiary institution nebo higher learning ne igoitoi somanet ne ititaat ako ne nyumnyum lipanetab school fees. Igoitoi courses chenamegei ak kasari che inyorune boisiet koketar. Igoitoi ichek courses chebo artisan, certificate, diploma, degree ak masters programs eng education, animal health and production, computer science and information technology, geriatrics, nenoto ko professional caregiving, theology and psychology, business and technical courses. Tindoi mornok Baraton College eng Eldoret ak Sabet. Nai ile tesetai integenguno. Asina jajangi irutaji website eng www.baratoncollege.ac.ke anango email eng baratonacademic@gmail.com. Imuchi kora ibersimet eng number 0714-486-039.
Over 1900 games brought us here, but history doesn't care about the journey.
The Premier League is the best league in the world.
La Liga is far and beyond the biggest winner.
It only remembers how it ends. You bought it. 8 titles. 1 month of mayhem to decide them all. Stay connected and watch GoTV to catch the football season finale this May. It's on.
Turn up the heat with endless entertainment on Star Times. Feel every moment of the action as the biggest leagues reach their thrilling finales. Recharge your monthly subscription to unlock a world of endless drama to enjoy Novella E, now available on your Nyota bouquet. Dive into blockbuster movies with the launch of TNT, your new home of big screen hits. And for the little ones, a world of non-stop fun on Cartoon Network. Now on Star Times.
That's more like it.
Renew your subscription for non-stop entertainment, drama, sports, movies, kids, reality, and news. Download the Star Times On app to enjoy all your favorite shows and stream live channels on the move. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
From 11th June to 19th July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Get DSTV access for as little as 1,450 Kenya shillings today.
Kimitei akobo inye ako kimita sikinetkei kibaibaitkei ak kinoisechigei tuguk cheterter chetesetai eng emetab Kenya ak emotinwek chebo sang. Inyorwech eng DSTV channel 266, Zuku channel 19, GoTV channel 099, Star Times channel 164, Pang eng free to air, Bamba free to air, Azam channel 336 koboto online streaming eng www.kasstv.co.ke.
Kotitinye ng'oliot age tugul kotinygei ak tetutik sirwe sirutiet en oretab email konyo info@kassfm.co.ke anan ko SMS en number 5552 anan ko 30552 ak imwawech kit nechome ak nemechome.
Kass TV, kimnotet naet.
Mearire pagatuna wagat kianyoru iptayene bokon meako. Mearire pagatuna wagat kianyoru iptayene bokon meako. kainenyo Blessed Bright Towet abunu Wazingishu County Tarbo ngenyele ateminde nichemi chenwage chegila sune Jehova yetu ye Jumapili tarik 21 sait somok nebo karon kemite tetutietab Bongitoror kemite nak Samson Kurgat en Kass TV chopchinge kaberuret kongoi
Posten on Twitter, Insta, aginde Facebook. Kona ingwenduni gole impo wangu.
Tetutiet ab nene tisetai extra. Kotetutiet negibun mixed moto played by one and only our baddest DJ Redmond.
Redmond, Ole Serem.
Watu koragole enga sartage ketoje influencers, tiktokers, social media influencers achege tugul negose kutindo talent agomeje go bartage eng mashabik.
Can become red flag. We were green flag and it did not help us with anything. Can we just
onge tuye engila Jumamos eng nene tisetai extra omitagana nde Jacqueline Aruse aliwatile mix ananchenwage komoto chebutun one and only our baddest DJ. Get to you every Saturday in Kass TV.
En uitagolole imite atajin missing eng tetutietab kaskasari. Negibun kabaibaitetab kekobun tienwogik cheterter cheu bongo.
Niko salama, sijui wewe uko.
Afrobeat.
Baby, follow my command like zombie.
Amapiano. Agalak chechang missing.
One lege, both lege.
Keri lego tuye akanenda chero tichote kila Jumamos kongetia sait 4 nebo karon.
Kono moja mbele, ngine yende rembe, paila, yoni ganjarende.
Lene ureriosik.
Kwa majina naitwa Sylvia Kuria na tukapa kwa shamba Maimahiu Nakuru County. So my journey ya kwanza ukulima ilianza 2018. Na tulipofika huku ilikuanga tu hii shamba ilikuwa quarry ya mawe because this area ya Maimahiu most people make their money na mambo ya quarry na kuchimba mawe na kokoto. So when we came tukaona no, it's possible to actually convert shamba ikue something very productive. Na mimi ni mkulima wa organic, which means sisi tunazingatia kilimo hai, hatutumii madawa ya kemikali. Na pia we try to make sure that all the farm practices inakuanga as natural as possible. And the reason tunafanya hivyo ni kwa sababu tunataka tukue na chakula safi na pia tusaidie mambo ya lishe bora na nutrition, ndio watu wakinunua bidhaa zetu zinakuanga smart sana na ziko safi. So tulipoanza tukapata hapa ni quarry and we said imagine it's possible. Tukatafuta tractor, hakuna mtu anataka kuja kuchimba hii shamba. Kuzilikuanga tu mawe yote. Tukasema no, lazima tufanye like vile tutafanya. Tukapata mtu akakuja like kwa tractor na hizo nini zake hata zikakatika huku. Like the disc zake zikakatika, tukamwambia wewe pole, lakini it's for a good cause. Tukatengeneza shamba and how we started off, tulianza na kupanda miti. Kwa sababu huku ilikuwa kama semi arid, ni kama tu yani desert, haikuwa mzuri. So tukasema wacha tuanze kwanza na miti kwa sababu miti ndio itasaidia rutuba ya mchanga. Na miti tulipopanda, tulipanda zile miti za like zenye zinaweka nitrogen. Na hizo miti za kuweka nitrogen na bedhi wa kulima they're very common trees. Kama kama hizi za bikima, we say it in Kikuyu. We have the sesbania, tuko na caliandra, but basically the fast growing shrubs. Sio kupanda mti yenye itakaa for very long kabla ikue, and we planted them in rows in between where we have the vegetables. Alafu another practice that we used was to make sure sasa miti zikikua, would take the branches, tunachukua branches, tunachukua matawi, alafu tunarudisha kwa mchanga, alafu tunalimanisha. Hiyo ni pia adding back rotuba. Something else we did ni kupanda hizi maragwe. You know, you can go kwa soko upate zile maragwe ziko mix, sio mzuri sana. They normally sell them about 50-80 bob kilo. Tulikuwa tunachukua hizo maragwe, tunapanda, alafu tunalimanisha after 4 weeks. So hiyo maragwe haikui na maua na nini, like na hiyo maragwe yenyewe, but you know, it's just nice and green. When you do that, you do green manuring. So that's how we started. Na hivyo ndio sasa tukarudisha shamba ikuwe kama shamba na ikuwe na mchanga. My motivation ni when you look out there, ukienda soko leo ununue chakula yako, nyanya, kitunguu na mboga. Number 1, hujui mali imetoka. Number 2, hujui vile imekuzwa. Na unajua sisi wa Kenya, sorry to say, tunapenda madawa. So watu wanapiga madawa sana. Na sisi tukaona, why don't we, kwa sababu tuko na hii shamba, tupande chakula kizuri ya kila mtu aweze kupata na ikuwe chakula safi. Mimi mwenyewe niko when I started my farming, nilikuwa na mtoto wangu mdogo, my firstborn. Na huyu mtoto unajua sasa ni like mtoto after 6 months lazima sasa anze kukula chakula, si ndio? Nikaona I have to start my child off na the best. So kama mimi as a mother nataka nipatie mtoto wangu the best. See, all the mothers in Kenya want that. So tukaona we have to grow safe food that's organic, na pia we didn't want to make this food ikuwe tena ya bei ya juu. Because mtu akisikia organic anasema hiyo ni pesa, hiyo ni ya kile kwa toa pesa, but that's not true. Organic ni ya kila mtu. And for us we wanted to start hii mradi ya kuonyesha that it's possible to grow safe food, it's possible kufanya organic na kila mtu lazima kuwe nayo, kwa sababu you know safe food is a human right. Nobody should eat food full of chemicals. Kila mtu anafaa kula the best. And for us we said, wacha sisi tuanze hiyo safari. Let's be the pioneers kupanda chakula safi ya kila mtu. So before nianze hii kazi, nilikuwa nyumbani na watoto. To be honest, because nilipata watoto wangu nikasema wacha nikae tu hapa nyumbani, I take care of them. But before that nilikuwa trainer, nilikuwa nafanya kazi like na shirika ya kusaidia walemavu, and that's where I got my passion ya kufanya training. Because that time tulikuwa tunafanya na shirika ya walemavu tukiwasaidia like na miradi, you know, like different miradi, and one of the things tulikuwa tukifanya is to train them. So the way I started as a trainer, because mimi napenda kufunza wakulima sana. So nilikuwa na majirani wanapita nyumbani wanasema, "Hey mama Makena, hii shamba yako si smart sana. Mbona umepanda vitu mingi sana in a small area?" Nikasema wacha niwafunze. So over and above kufanya hii kilimo, pia mimi ni mwalimu wa wakulima, na pia nawafunza mambo ya organic, and I teach them how to grow safe food. Mambo ya kilimo ya organic, imagine nilisoma na Google, nilisoma tu na computer. Kwa sababu it's very difficult because watu wengi hawajaingia mambo ya kilimo hai ya organic, so you'll find this information haiko very available. So mimi nikaenda tu kwa mtandao, nikaingia Google. So let me give an example, like nikipanda kama vitunguu, so I Google how do you grow onions organically. Hapo ndio napata sasa hiyo masomo, najifunza. But another way pia nilikuwa nikienda, you know, like visiting different farmers wenye like wamefanya mambo ya organic, pia najifunza kwao. But most of my information nilipata tu kwa mtandao. Most people around here by the like wamezingatia mambo ya kware, kwa sababu hiyo ndio kana pesa ya haraka. But you keep telling them pesa ya haraka leo, kesho utakaa njaa, kwa sababu utachimba shimo shamba yako ikuwe kishimo kikubwa, then what do you do with that land? Si lazima utoke uende mahali kwingine na like where's another place mali utapata shamba. So sisi tukasema wacha pia tukue mfano kwa majirani huku, waone sio tu kware ndio unaweza pata pesa. Na pesa ya kware ni ya leo, kesho njaa. So we are trying to teach them mambo ya ukulima sio tu ya saa hii, lazima tena uangalie vizazi vya kesho. Kama mimi nikifanya hii kazi, najua my great grandchildren will also benefit. watarudi waone Akishosh alikuwa mtu mzuri sana. Ona vile alipanda hizi miti ya matunda, the different trees ya nini dawa, because we also have some trees that are for fruits, we have medicinal trees, you know, we have trees that are helping the environment. So mambo ya ukulima sio wewe peke yako kupata pesa ya leo. So ukulima ni ya vizazi vya kesho.
So labda pia unaweza sasa kutuelezea, tunaona kuna kila aina ya mimea. Maybe shamba yako kuna ukubwa wa kiasi gani na labda ile the kind of crops ile tumepanda?
So we normally do like rotational crops. So huwa tunapanda what's in season. That's another thing I wanted to share. Tukipanda mimea yetu, you plant what does well in a particular season. Kama sasa hivi like mvua iko, you'll find we are going to focus on the leafy vegetables. So tunapanda vitu kama sukuma, vitu kama spinach, mboga kienyeji, celery, dania hizo zote, but then we are focusing na hizo zenye zinafanya vizuri na mvua. Alafu tukienda msimu mwingine ya you know the short rains. Hiyo msimu like inatakanga upande hiyo mimea ya maua, just to give you people a quick lesson. Vitu kama nyanya will do very well. I don't know kama umeona in January tunakuanga na nyanya mingi sana kwa soko. Like January, Feb. Why? Because it does well na msimu ya short rains. So short rains, like now this short rains tulikuwa tumepanda nyanya, like tunapanda maharagwe, it also does very well. So we have to look at the season. So lazima uzingatie misimu. So because we are organic and we want to get the best outcome, ni vizuri uzingatie msimu na unapanda. So we do rotational on about 3 acres, and as I said tunafanya the different seasons. So for now we have all the leafy vegetables, skuma, spinach, mboga kienyeji, na pia tumepanda vitunguu, because vitunguu they also like to have a good start na mvua mzuri. Na pia tulikuwa tumepanda garlic lakini hiyo tumevuna. Alafu tuko na the herbs, hizi dania, tuko na celery, na pia tumepanda a bit of eggplants, maharagwe, nitakumbuka mahindi of course, because now this is like now this season ya mahindi, at least hapa tunajua tutavuna because we're in a semi-arid area. Na nikisema maharagwe, it's not just one variety. So huwa tunapanda the climbing beans na pia tunapanda the bush beans. So we normally have 3 or 4 varieties. Na pia mahindi, we only don't plant one variety. Tunapanda, lakini for me because I'm organic, huwa I prefer kupanda za kiasili. So we have the colored maize na pia ya yellow. Tukiangalia mambo ya soko, there is nobody who doesn't want chakula safi. So lekata when we check soko yetu, we find we are not even able to fulfill soko. Soko inataka hiyo chakula ya organic lakini hawajui wataipata wapi. So for now, huwa tunauzia watu Nairobi, and we normally prefer kuzia supermarket wholesale. Kwa sababu we tried here kuzia like watu like manyumbani, lakini unaona inakuanga na changamoto ya logistics. So nikitoa vitu zangu alafu mtu anataka 2 cabbages, sasa niweke kwa nduthi nipeleke, unajua sasa it becomes very difficult. So we decided kushikana na wakulima wengine organic. So we work with smallholder farmers wengine, we work together, alafu we normally put our things together, alafu tunapeleka supermarkets Nairobi. Supermarkets na restaurants ndio wanapenda hizo sana, because you also find mtu wa mkahawa like anataka kujua nikipikia watu chakula ni chakula safi. So tukisema organic ni kilimo hai, na hai ni maanisha afya na nguvu, you know. So what we say, hii mambo ya organic, ukifanya kilimo ukizingatia hai ya wanadamu na pia hai ya mazingira. So tukifanya ukulima yetu, number 1, kuna kemikali zenye zinakuanga na madhara mingi sana. Hiyo hatuwezi tumia. In fact hatutumii kemikali yoyote yenye it's the normal chemical ya conventional farming. Hiyo hatutumii hata kidogo. Kwa sababu hiyo kemikali you find ukipiga kwa hizi mimea yetu, kuna zingine okay mvua itanyesha iende, lakini kuna ingine, wacha niseme kwa kizungu niwafunze kidogo, systemic. Hii systemic ni kemikali yenye inaingia ndani ya hiyo mmea na itakaa uko ndani, na hiyo kemikali ukipiga, what happens vile inafanya kazi, unapiga kemikali alafu mdudu anakuja, anauma, anakufa. Mdudu mwingine anakuja, anauma, anakufa. Sasa fikiria sasa sisi binadamu. Tukiyuma hatutakufa na hiyo dakika. Lakini hizo kemikali zinatua polepole. So tunakula hiyo chakula kemikali polepole, unasikia madhara, mtu ni mgonjwa, ako hospitali, na ni kwa sababu ya hiyo chakula. So kama sisi kama wakulima tumepewa hii kazi na Mungu, tulishe watu vizuri. Kwa nini tuweke hizi dawa? So sisi tuliamua tukasema, ukitaka kufanya organic, tafadhali usitumie hiyo kemikali yenye iko na madhara. Na I know wakulima wengi, in fact because nimefanya kazi na wakulima wengi sana Kenya mzima na pia Afrika. Hakuna mkulima mwenye anataka atumie hizi dawa mbaya. But you find hawajui. Wakienda kwa agrovet, mtu ataenda na hiyo matawi yake, aseme hii ndio shida. Hii sukuma yangu imeumwa. Ama mahindi yangu naona ni kama kuna mdudu, tugunyo like hizo worms, imeingia ndani ya mahindi na inakula mahindi yote, hata kuna kitu napata. So ukienda kwa agrovet, alafu anakuambia haya, piga hii. Sisi wakulima kweli tunauliza, hii dawa nimeambiwa kupiga kweli ni mzuri ama ni mbaya? Hatujiulizi. Tuna tu nyumbani tunapiga na hujui hata kama iko na madhara kwako wewe mwenyewe, kwa unyutauzia kwa soko na pia kwa mazingira. But I find wakulima wote hawataki kupiga hizo dawa. Ni tu ujuzi ndio hawana. Mambo ya maji, we normally do different strategies. Kama tunafanya, one of the things tunafanya ni mambo ya double digging. So tukilimanisha, we don't just dig up juu. Tunafanya double digging that way, like unapata nini, like tukimwagilia maji, ni like kuna mahali ya kukaa uko ndani kwa mchanga. But something else we normally do, like wazungu wanaita, it's almost like a fertility bed. So what we do, tunatoa mchanga ya juu, topsoil, tunaweka kando. Alafu kwa sababu nilianza na kupanda miti, sijui kama mnakumbuka, nilianza na kupanda miti, so it means kinakuanga na matawi mingi sana na hizi branches. Tunaenda tunachukua hizi matawi, we just prune the trees, tunazikatakata in pieces, alafu tunaweka kwa hiyo mchanga. So tumetoa topsoil, alafu tunaweka hizo nini, like matawi na vijiti, tunaweka hapo, alafu tunarudisha. Do you know what happens ukimwagilia maji? Hizo matawi na nini zinaoza polepole kama compost, na ikichukua hiyo maji, na hiyo maji inakaa tu hapo na haipotei. So hata ukipata huku mvua ikinyesha hata kama wiki moja mbili, unapata bado shamba yetu imenawiri na imefanya vizuri. Ya mwisho, kuna kitu inaitwa mulching. You need to get a place kwa shamba yako mali unapanda nyasi. Of course nyasi italiwa na ng'ombe na mbuzi, lakini you can also segment a small area. Ujue nyasi yangu ni kufanya mulching. Ndio kimwagilia hata hiyo maji kidogo ama mvua ikinyesha, bado utashika hiyo maji chini. The youth, my dear youth na majenzi, vile hamtaki kufanya kazi ya shamba, mtakula nini in 10 years? Unajua sisi ndio tunazeeka. In fact wanasema the age of a farmer inakuanga 50, 60, 70. In fact average age ni 60 years old. So it means in 10 years old mwenye ako 60, kazi ya shamba ataanza kupunguza kidogo. In 20 years huyo sasa ameenda kwake. Mali wanaenda wakiendanga. Sasa sisi wenye tumebaki ma youth, mtakula nini? So youth, it's not even to give you an encouragement, you don't have an option. Kama we ni youth and you have a small place ya kupata shamba, kuwa mvumilivu. The problem of youth, wanataka pesa ya haraka. That's why wanakimbilia duthi, wanakimbilia hizi kazi za pesa tu ya haraka na betting. Wanashinda kwa hiyo betting. Why don't you bet? Shamba ni sure bet. Acha na hizo za simu. Hii ya simu pesa ni leo, kesho huna. Lakini they put all the investment. Imagine if they invested like hizo betting, wapande vitunguu. Hata the spring onions, wachana na hizi za nini, za the bulb. Spring onions sahi kwa soko hakuna. Spring onions in 2 months iko ready, and they are very good organic pesticides za kutumia hiyo spring onions, haitapata hizo aphids, na unapata in 2 months hiyo spring onion like you can even sell at 40 ama 50 kilo. Haya, ingia kwa mambo ya mboga ya kienyeji. When you go to Nairobi ama like these big cities malituko, mboga kienyeji kama the last time you ask someone, saga last time ulipata, nasema hata sikumbuki saga, labda niende Ushagonjo nikule saga. Mboga kienyeji ziko na a lot of market. Kitu kingine, wakati wa kiangazi kama kuna jua, panda sukuma, kwa hapo ndio itakuwa na pesa. Don't plant na mvua sometimes, but kama uko na maji yako, panda vitu easy greens kama unataka pesa za haraka. Alafu what thing the youth can do, because hao ndio the change makers, they're the ones who can now say mambo ya kemikali tumeacha. So the youth should now say tunataka tutumie kama ni organic pesticides ama tufanye kilimo hai yenye pia itasaidia the next generations. And not only the youth, pia nataka kuongelesha wakulima wenye wako a bit older. Acheni mambo ya madawa, kwa sababu all of us need to make sure that the next generation watapata mashamba yenye nilikuwa naweza tumia, because now we've used chemically kwa hizi shamba, tumeharibu zote. So unapata mtu akiliz, unashinda hapa mwaka 2 unaribu hiyo shamba, umeka dawa zote, then you move to another shamba hivyo hivyo tu. So we have to zingatia. So hii ukulima sio ya leo, ni ya kesho. I told you, wakulima wote hawataki kutumia kemikali, but hawajui watatumia nini. So it's the awareness, hawana hiyo mafunzo. And one of the things we also are now doing, tunafanya kazi na county with the ward agricultural officer. Tukiwa na training zetu lazima wakuje. Wakikuja tunawafunza mambo ya organic, kwa sababu the ward agricultural officer ndio ndio mwenye is interacting na wakulima wote Kenya hii mzima. So we normally invite them, tunawafunza how to do organic, tunawafunza mambo ya the organic pesticides zenye wanaweza tumia, ndio wakienda around kufunza wakulima pia they are spreading the gospel ya kilimo hai.
I've also seen that you have
Cool. Unapata huyu the animal nilekana kula nini, what do you call it, hii mimea, alafu anakupatia mbolea. Hiyo mbolea unarudisha pia kwa mchanga, na hiyo mchanga ni mzuri, like, you know, so you have a big cycle. So ukulima lazima ukue, hata kama ni kuku 10, it's a must, ndio isaidie kutengeneza rotuba ya mchanga. Keeping is very important. In fact, I always tell wakulima, ukiweza weka hata kama mzinga tu 1 ama 2, so lazima uweke mingi. Niyo mzinga like hizi nyuki, unajua it's free labor kutoka Mungu, kwa sababu hizi nyuki zitakuja kusaidia mambo ya pollination. Sisi tuliona when we put a few hives, maragwe yetu ilikuwa sasa mingi sana, kwa sababu unajua nyuki inakuja inafanya the pollination, inafanya pollination, then you find you have a bigger harvest. Alafu pia ukiwa na nyuki huwezi weka kemikali, kwa ukiweka chemical utawaua tena wote, nao ni marafiki zako na wanasaidia mazingira. And every 3 months unaenda hapo unatoa asali, unalamba na watoto. So I always say to the farmers, it's very important, ukiweza kama haukai na watu wengi in that area, ama you know, like you just agree with your neighbors, mzinga 1 2 on a farm will make a whole big difference. Na pia what I know, mkulima akiweka mzinga ya nyuki ya nini ya hizi nyuki hata piga chemical, because hataki awaue, because hao ni marafiki. Okay. So hapa it's my full-time job, like I have about 4 people wananisaidia hapa kwa shamba. And in the future I don't want you know, for me the future, let me tell you what naona sasa, like maono ya kesho mimi naona I want to be able to meet with as many farmers as possible, niwafunze